Welcome into the Arrowhead Addict halftime show. Sterling Holmes, Patrick Allen, Chiefs lead 17-7, yet it feels like they should be leading by more. Holds, were they or weren't they? Chiefs defense, Travis Kelce, Mahomes, Butker, and offensive line was the story. All in all, though, Patrick, you have to be feeling pretty darn good with a 2-score lead heading into halftime.
Oh, yeah, up as a road dog in the AFC Championship game, up 10 at halftime with Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback. I'm thrilled. Did they get everything they could have gotten out of that first half? Absolutely not. Obviously, they got the turnover. They didn't convert to any points. They could be up 17 in this game, 6 in this game, probably worst case scenario. But they're up 10. So, let's take it, man. Like, they're playing really well. They look like the better team. They're winning the time of possession. They're more physical. The Ravens are pressing a little bit. Like they need to take care of business out of the half with that possession.
I want to talk about the Chiefs defense because they are balling out. My goodness.
Yeah.
Outside of, I had flashbacks for a moment. I'm sure everyone over a certain age did as well when Lamar caught his own pass, a tip ball in a playoff game. Chiefs fans, we have a certain flashback mentality to Marcus Mariota. By the way, another number 8, if I'm not mistaken. Not ideal. But outside of that, in a play where Leo Chenal had Lamar, give Lamar credit, he made a great play happen. Of course, Zay Flowers is going to get open against a linebacker. In this case, it was Nick Bolton. This Chiefs defense is elite. It's electric. They are making plays happen. They are getting a lot of pressure on Lamar Jackson. And the fact that the Ravens are playing from behind forced them to throw the ball more often. It's really playing into the Chiefs' favor. The secondary of Kansas City has been locked down. Charles Omenihu made a incredible play. And by the way, Karlaftis didn't try and pick the ball up and run. He landed on that thing. I'm pretty sure you probably saw about 3 hours every single day of dudes just falling on the football. So I'm sitting here going, things are looking really good defensively. Now, can they keep that up in the second half? And by the way, a little update on Charles Omenihu. He went back into the locker room early. I don't know, but anytime you see a non-contact injury on a knee, it's never a good sign. But at least he made his impact felt before he is potentially gone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, look, this is that's not good news for the Chiefs. FAU is inactive in this game, so you're a little bit shallow there. You're going to need Mike Dana to step up in this game. He's certainly capable of doing that. But Omenihu's probably a little bit better of a player. So, hopefully I haven't seen anything on Twitter. Hopefully they can get him back out there. But the Chiefs have a good pass rusher in Mike Dana. So he can get out there and make some things happen for this team. But losing Chuck at this point would be a big blow because, as you pointed out, the defense is playing really well. But hats off to Steve Spagnuolo, man. He brings it every year when it matters in the playoffs. He's in his bag. I'm sure he's got. These guys are tactical, Sterling. Like he didn't empty the clip in that first half. He definitely didn't. The Ravens didn't get enough offensive plays for him to empty his clip. So look, these guys are explosive, man. Like the Chiefs need to be careful, and that's why I'm going to keep saying it the whole halftime show. Go get points. Go get a tutty out of the locker room. That's really going to help Steve Spagnuolo in this defensive game.
Yeah, and we'll talk probably post-game more about every single individual play. Obviously, we don't have a ton of time at halftime, so we're going to get to the big points here, as well as give 2 huge shout-outs to super chatters right here. Flapjack City says, let's go, earmuffs kids, F-U-C-K, yeah. And then one from Bay says, thank you for the super chat, says, Kelce's a shit-talking beast in this game. Kelce is not only dominating the Ravens on the field, but also he's in their domes. Kyle Van Noy, what are you doing, my guy? Headbutting Kelce in front of a ref?
Right in front of the ref.
Of course it's going to get called. And then, of course, I love the Ravens fans booing when Jones just smacks like a WWE clothesline at Mahomes in the dome. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, what, you can't hit a quarterback in the head anymore? You can't try and take his head off? Like, of course it's going to get called. But I'm sitting here going, this is a Travis Kelce legacy game. He's been fooling us. Okay, he's been sitting back and just laughing and saying, oh, yeah, guys, I'm washed up. I'm washed. Then he goes up against the best safety in the NFL, Kyle Hamilton, and just bullies him. Manhandles him. Travis Kelce, the big Yeti.
And Kelce knows, right? Kelce's a hothead himself. So he knows inside the mind of a guy He's a wily veteran. He's trying to get in his head. That's why he was laughing so hard, because he accomplished exactly what he wanted to accomplish, and that helped the Chiefs eventually get down there into field goal range. By the way, shout out to Travis Kelce with 9 receptions for 96 yards. He is now atop the GOAT, Jerry Rice. He has the most receptions, most playoff receptions of any pass catcher in the history of the NFL. Just another line on his Hall of Fame resume. And hopefully he can add another Super Bowl appearance here in the next 30 minutes or so.
Also, shout out to Lars for the super chat. Really do appreciate you guys. Everyone who's in here partying with us, having fun with us as we are. I think this is a celebratory halftime show. Things are going well. Chiefs get the ball to start the second half. I know we're all a little bummed about the Chiefs only getting 3 as they send it into half. But again, Harrison Butker, 8 straight field goals made over 50-plus yards. He has been absolutely nails. That was huge, man. Now, let's get into the holding calls really quickly here. Were they, won't they? Obviously, if you look at Mitchell Schwartz, Jeff Schwartz, people much more in the know than me, right? They played right tackle for a long time in the NFL. They will know better than we do. I will say that second one against Trey Smith, it looked like he could have, it looked a little bit like a hold. He gave a little extra on that, right? Now, again, they know more than me, so I'm not going to disagree with them necessarily, but in that situation, it's a screen pass. You can't even make it look like a hold.
When you put your arms around them like that, and you're right, those guys, they know what they're talking about, but you don't even want to, on a play like that where all you need to do is just get a hand on them, you just want to slow them up and long enough for the play to develop. You actually want those guys going upfield. So it was just an error, I think. I don't love the call, but like when it looks like you're bear hugging a guy, you don't know the angle that the ref was at. It might have looked worse than it did on the replays. Can't do it. But you know what? Look, there was no guarantee that the Chiefs were going to score a touchdown there. They might have. They had timeouts, but the Ravens were being a little conservative on that drive. The Chiefs still came away with 3 points. It's a 2-score game, and they got the ball. You want to go to the Super Bowl? Go down there and score a touchdown.
2 super chats I'm going to get to. Again, thank you guys so much for everything. Chiefs Addict 1587. Glad we've made up for it, but we should have taken the points and we'd be up 13. Didn't have a major issue with the call of going for it. Now, I would have challenged, and I think I would have lost the challenge. After looking back at that play, Kelce did look to be a couple inches short, but that at least would have given you time to sit back and draw up a play in that situation. That's what I would have done personally. One from KCDC, thank you, says 17-7, baby, LFG. Before we go back, want to give a huge shout out to the offensive line and Nick Allegretti. Nick Allegretti has done a great job filling in for Joe Thuney. I thought Jawan Taylor on one of Mahomes' scrambles did a great job, just completely swiping out and wiping out. I want to say it was Jadeveon Clowney on a play that allowed for Mahomes to get a nice run. And then I want to talk again one last time about Mahomes before we go and watch the second half. Mahomes heard all the chatter. He understands that Lamar was not trying to talk smack, but when Justin Tucker tries getting in his dome pregame, what do you think's going to happen? Petty Pat's going to come out. Starting off that game was perfection. That first quarter was everything and then some. Mahomes is having, again, like Travis Kelce, over his dead body, but he understands he's the villain now. He understands they're the underdogs. He goes, we are the Super Bowl champions. I'm a 2-time MVP, 2-time Super Bowl champion, and we're underdogs? I don't care if we're on the road. I don't care if it's the Ravens. They've had a great season. I'm Patrick bleeping Mahomes. He's finding a way to get it done.
Yeah. Look, after the half, the Ravens were tied last week against Texans. Now, this isn't CJ Stroud they're going up against, but still, look for the Ravens to make some adjustments. I expect them, the only drive that they scored on, they were able to run the football a little bit. I expect them to come out. They're not going to panic. They're going to try to get back to basics. The Chiefs need to be stout and expect early down runs from the Ravens. They're going to get those running backs a little bit more involved. If the Chiefs can get a couple of stops on early downs, then the Ravens will start to get a little nervous and they'll have to start throwing it. But come out, score points, and be ready for, look, they're going to put the ball in the hands of Lamar. Get ready for Lamar Run City in the second half because they're backed into a corner and they're going to give it all they got. Hopefully the Chiefs can withstand it.
I believe in the Chiefs defense. I believe in the Chiefs offense. I believe in the Chiefs special team and coaching staff. Get the big 3 involved. Pacheco, Rice, Kelce. They will find a way to get it done. We'll be back for the Chiefs post-game show right here, Arrowhead Addict Podcast. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us, for listening with us. Settle back in, have a nice time, try and stay calm, and let's cheer on a Chiefs victory.
Keep the faith.